Okay, and I'm back. Okay, so each time I make a video, I'm only allowed to do like 10 minutes for each video. And I have a cap on if I get more followers, maybe I can do some live, more one-on-one. But most of my stuff on this platform is going to be used for the zodiac. So if you're a person who doesn't believe in the zodiac or you don't want to talk about the zodiac, then, maybe my stuff just isn't for you. But I do know all the stories about the wheel, and I'm constantly getting more downloads about, more of the stories and how they all work and play together. But it also is, I'm trying to lay the groundwork because I want to connect the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, with the cube, with the zodiac. And so in order to do that, I want to do like a basic structure foundation for all the stories of the zodiac to show how they are accurate. So let me turn this around and I can do some teachings from this story. Okay, so I've got this little zodiac wheel that I really like because it reminds me of the rotary dial, the combination lock. The lock that when you were in school you had to go up and you had to turn it certain ways to unlock it. Well, it's kind of the same with this. It's like a rotary dial. It is locked. There are so many stories in this that you have to flip and turn it. And keep in mind, some of the stories, they go this way and then they stop and then they'll go this way, and you've got reverses and you've got multiple things working together. Okay, so there's a whole lot going on with this simple wheel of 12. There's more than 12 stories on this wheel. There are infinite stories found on the zodiac because keep in mind, your story is here too. Okay, so everybody who's ever lived, they have a story. Because you could do a birth chart for yourself and you can see all your placements, okay, and you can tell how to read your futures. You can do a birth chart for almost anything, honestly. You can do a birth chart for your marriage. You can do a birth chart for your business. And you need to know like the dates when you do this stuff. You can do a birth chart for countries, which keep in mind, this kind of astrology is how a lot of the NEWS works. Okay, because if you don't believe in astrology, you better believe that people who are running the show, okay, because this is the show, they want to know when. Okay, and I want to know when too. So I'm learning to read this. And this is definitely the show, you guys. This is the blueprint for this. Okay, this is where it's all coming from. So this is the weather. This is the weather for the masses. Okay. Now you have your collective weather. And then you have your personal. Okay, and so the collective is what's happening on the scale without your birth chart. Now your personal is what's happening on the scale with your birth chart. So when you do your birth chart, you might put your birth chart, say, at the center of this, and then you might have the collective weather on the outside, and then you can see how they work together, right? It's personal for you. You can also study and see how dice were used along with tarot for synchronicities. Okay. And synchronicities work even in a simple deck. And keep in mind, the original tarot cards was the deck of cards. Okay. And I've showed past videos before on how we get that. And I can do it again if you want some more information on this. I can do another video to show you the deck of cards, how it was the original tarot. Okay. And I'm talking about the deck of 52 cards, 5 and 2, 7. Okay, and I just did the video about the Virgo with the 7. It's always the 7. The main numbers, 7, 12, 13, 9, 8, 6, 1, 2, 3, okay, 5. These all play a significant role here in our system. Now, keep in mind, some of these numbers, they condense. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. You got them. 13 for the moon. Moon has many different numbers. Moon is also 6. Okay. Moon is also 4. where do I get all this stuff? Well, I've been trained in Gematria for a while now, and I'm also finding other people who are using Gematria, and I do a collaboration of the systems together because I love the codexes. Keep in mind, this is a codex. This is all codes. This is all time simplified into 12. This is the blueprint for all life. This is the blueprint for your body. I've explained before how it starts in the head and it ends at the feet. It goes all the way around. I've shared pictures of this. Okay. So you could do and tell fortunes with dice using this zodiac wheel. You could tell and use fortunes using the deck of cards. Okay. And I've explained before how this is the rule et, which ET is pertaining to DNA. Okay. Which is pertaining to the Dan, the tribe of Dan. In the Bible, the missing tribe of Dan, here it is, DNA. DNA is the book of life, which you're a carrier of the book of life because you have DNA that is completely activated and alive while you're on the planet. Okay? This is the original Wheel of Fortune. So the roulette, the dice, and the deck of cards are very important when it comes to the stars. I bet you would have never thought about that. Okay? Because we're playing a game here. The game is 26. And so is God. And so is dog. And we're in the pound sign. Pound, hashtag for the 8-point star, sign, S-I-N-E. Okay? Because we're talking about the sine wave. Okay? And I've showed before how Aquarius is the sine wave. Aquarius can be like this. I've shown this on the pound sign as well. And so my art. Okay, and then to know these things here, you need to know your ABCs. Okay. And ABC equals 6. Okay, and this is what they sing about. But we're talking about the ABCs, ABC, and the D. Okay, because you don't get here without the D. The D is pretty important to life. And when you get ABCD, you get 10, which makes you the 10, because you're the 1. And that's where we get Neo. Okay. The mirror. The mirror. This is what I call the mirror. Okay. Anytime you want to flip something. N-A-M-E. Okay. E-M-A-N. E-man. I showed this in one of my things too. E-man. Electric. E for electric. E for earth. Okay. There's multiple things that we find in earth. We find art. We find the rat. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse and the rat. They work together, okay, in the system. Talking about duality here. Okay, so I paused the video to show one of the ways you can divide the zodiac. This is the sun's hoopah. Okay, this is the father's house of many mansions. The father is Saturn. He's Saturn. He's right here in this quadrant. He rules in this quadrant. Okay, because he rules the beginning and the end. He's Saturn. Okay, and a lot of people call him the father, and they don't know that they're talking about Satan. Okay, this is the father's house right here. Okay, and he's the father. He's Saturn, and his child is the sun, which is the S-U-N that we know today as the sun. And these two, they're playing the duality because this is King. This is Jack, and Jack has his queen over here, who is Cancer, queen to be, because he's still Jack. He's not the king yet. And then we have the real queen, who is the mother, Mary, the Virgo. Okay, so this is the sun's house. This is his quadrant that he rules in the father's house.